Amir of the state of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, was accorded a ceremonial welcome and guard of honor at Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi on Tuesday. India's President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi greeted Qatar's Amir upon his arrival. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, who is on a two-day state visit to India, arrived on Monday evening. Extending a special gesture, Prime Minister Modi had gone to the airport to receive the Amir of Qatar as he arrived in New Delhi on his second state visit to India. The visit is expected to strengthen bonds of India-Qatar partnership. The two countries have deep-rooted historical ties of friendship, trust and mutual respect. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi warmly welcomed Qatar's Amir Sheikh Al Thani at Hyderabad House. Qatar's Amir Sheikh Al Thani and Prime Minister Modi held wide-ranging talks. Both leaders decided to elevate India-Qatar relations to a strategic partnership with focus on trade, energy, investments, innovation, technology, food security, culture and people-to-people ties. The leaders also exchanged views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. Earlier today, the two sides held delegation-level talks in New Delhi. After the talks, Prime Minister Modi and Qatar's Amir Sheikh Al Thani witnessed exchange of agreements at Hyderabad House, agreement on establishment of strategic partnership between India and Qatar, and an agreement on revised agreement for avoidance of double taxation, prevention of fiscal evasion with respect to taxes on income. Besides, part of the visiting delegation is the Qatari Commerce and Industry Minister Sheikh Faisal bin Thani bin Faisal Al Thani, who met India's counterpart Minister Piyush Goyal this morning at the Joint Business Forum in the national capital. The two leaders discussed greater economic integration between the two sides. Energy security, skill development, financial services sector are some of the sectors of mutual interest. India and Qatar signed two memorandum of understandings, including between Invest Qatar and Invest India, and between Qatari Businessmen Association and Confederation of Indian Industry. Addressing the gathering, Minister Piyush Goyal said the relations between two sides are historical and full of possibilities.
India today provides an oasis of stability, predictability, continuity, and is open for business. We are working with most countries in the developed world to expand our trading relationships. We invite companies from Qatar to be a part of this journey of growth. And I'm sure, working together with Qatar, we are bridging the potential, the huge potential that Qatar and India partnership holds.
In his address, Qatar's Minister of Commerce and Industry said that India-Qatar trade is not merely a transaction, but a tradition. India became Qatar's third largest trading partner in 2024.
The relationship between Qatar and India is not just a transaction, it is a tradition. A tradition built on mutual respect, shared interests, and a commitment to bold economic cooperation. Our trade partnership has flourished. India became Qatar's third largest trading partner in 2024, and our trade volume surged by 51% in just 4 years, reaching $13.1 billion. These are not just numbers, they are evidence of trust. They are the foundation for something even greater.
And DD India correspondent Jessica Taneja joins us for more. Jessica, if you can take us through the details of the key outcome of India-Qatar talks earlier today.
Well, certainly the bilateral talks with the Prime Minister that took place just a short while ago here in New Delhi have been crucial to watch out for. Now the relationship is elevated to strategic partnership. But what we've seen in the recent past is a lot of movement and a momentum that has built to where the relationship between India and Qatar has now reached. Earlier, the cooperation between other Gulf countries, including the United Arab Emirates and Oman, have been on the uptick along with Saudi Arabia, but with Qatar in the last 1 year, as you'd recall, Shupendu, in 2024, in February, the Prime Minister had visited Qatar. It was a crucial time as well. 8 of those ex-naval officers who were then released from death row were also an important gesture and good diplomatic effort from both ends to secure their release, as well as enhancing the relationship just beyond the traditional sectors, of course, which remains to be energy. India imports about 40% of the LPG and LNG requirements from Qatar till date, and it remains an important partner in that particular direction. Apart from diversifying the engagements, the bilateral trade that we have currently stands at $14.5 billion, and that is something that both countries would look to enhance beyond just energy. Talking about infrastructure investments and also the Qatar Sovereign Fund, increase in FDI in India from just about $1.5 billion to more is also something that the Qatar businesses would like to invest in, and the high-level delegation that is traveling with the Emir of Qatar goes on to signify that India will be an important investment destination in the future.
And taking a little macro view of the ties, Jessica, what place does India-Qatar relationship occupy in the larger geopolitics?
Well, interesting dynamics if you see in the geopolitics, in the world of geopolitics, with Donald Trump's second term at the White House, and of course, the two simmering wars, both in West Asia as well as Ukraine crisis. Qatar especially playing an important role in the geopolitical sphere, where it has become a possible mediation point for securing that ceasefire deal. And of course, it plays a larger role when it comes to the Gulf Cooperation Council as well. Long pending FTA has been being negotiated between India and the GCC. You heard from the Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal this morning as well that these talks continue to take place as we talk about a free trade agreement, a possibility of a free trade agreement with Qatar, or either a GCC, a similar one that we have with the United Arab Emirates that was inked just a year ago. So of course, the relationship moving forward, not just in terms of trade but also cultural ties, goes on to show that both the leaders have been welcoming each other, not just in the last 1 year when, in fact, the Amir of Qatar last visited India in 2015, and this is nearly after a decade. So it goes on to show that the engagement will continue to move forward, and the relationship certainly would step out of its traditional spheres of engagement.
Jessica, thank you for those updates.